Pizza time.
You late?
Give me another chance.
G'day guys, Diction here, and before the video starts, don't worry, I am going to go back and we'll watch the cutscene properly, but before that I just want to give my quick thoughts on a feature the developers put into this game, which I'm really hoping that Insomniac Games put in the new game that's coming out next month. If you don't really care too much, you can always skip ahead to the time shown on screen, but otherwise I'm just going to give my thoughts. So ideally in a game where the controls are simple and easy to pick up by feel, devs will want to give players a yes or no option to skip the tutorial if they just want to pick it up themselves or if they already know the control. But in this game, some of the little nuances of the controls, like the difference between tapping jump versus holding it, can be confusing and very frustrating to try and pick up on your own, which can ruin the experience. But removing the option to skip the tutorial can waste the time of and annoy older players, particularly since in this game the tutorial is on the longer side. So the way the devs worked around this was to hide the option to skip the tutorial so that only players who know what they're doing would find it, in a way proving they already know what they're doing. So the first two things the player is taught is how to crawl on walls and how to jump, which they need to know to reach the symbol on the roof of the left building after the narrator finishes talking about jumping. However, if a player who already knows the controls and remembers where to go, expecting to wait for the symbol to appear or to activate it early and skip the narrator's jumping lesson, they'll instead find an icon where the symbol would be, which when activated gives them the option to skip the tutorial entirely. I really like this solution. It sets a point by which the game will assume that the players knew, given that they haven't gone ahead since they don't know how or that they should, while older players can go ahead and find the icon before this point, which will imply that they already know where to go and how the controls they didn't stop to listen to work. Now, although it's not impossible for a new player to find the icon by crawling to it before the narrator finishes his lesson on jumping, it's unlikely that they'll do so since A, they haven't been told to go there, and B, it's unlikely they'll ignore the narrator. If a new player does find the icon, the fact that the game gives a yes or no option rather than skipping the tutorial automatically acts as a safeguard against new players skipping it by accident. That's about all I have to say about that. Enjoy the video, guys. Alright, hello everyone and welcome to the video. Initially, I'm not going to be able to give as in-depth commentary and analysis as I would like, just because there's no real gap of, or kind of window of gameplay that's really long enough that I can kind of go in-depth until the kind of Quentin Beck thing, which is around chapter 5's, not chapter 5, chapter 6 or 7, something around that. And so when that comes, I'll kind of bring the gameplay audio down, bring out the lo-fi again, and I'll give kind of more analysis on kind of my concerns and what I'm kind of hoping for the new game. There, stuttering words, great, professional commentary right here. Of course, if you want to skip until then, I can always put the time on screen to do that just here right now. And otherwise, we're just going to go through this. And we shall name this the only appropriate name for this save file. Pizza time. And of course, normal swinging, the way God intended the game to be played. Thank you very much. That wasn't a sexuality joke. Just to clarify, I don't want hate.
This is my story. It's the usual thing. Boy meets girl, boy loses girl, boy meets another girl. Oh, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Don't think my life is all flowers and romance, though. I wish. More and more my life is spent out here, fighting some of the worst the city has to offer. Sometimes it's just a mugger. Sometimes it's a bigger problem. This is the city I protect, New York City. It's my home, my playground, my responsibility. And this is Mary Jane, the girl next door, the girl I love. But love is a tricky thing when you live part of your life behind a mask. Fate handed me amazing powers, and I made a promise to use those powers to help people. With great power comes great responsibility. No matter how much I might wish things were different, there's only one Spider-Man.
Well, sequel time already, huh? Welcome back, I guess. I'm sure you missed me more than I missed you. Anyway, things have changed around here since last time, so they dragged me back at great expense to explain what's up. First things first. You're not much of a wall crawler if you can't, stick to walls, so here's what you do. You walk or run into a wall and hold the grab button. Voila! You stick to the wall. It works when you're swinging or jumping, too. Moving right along, let's talk jumping. Hold down the jump button and you'll charge your jump. This yellow bar shows how strong your jump will be when you let go of the button. You got it? You sure? You don't actually jump until you've let go of the jump button. Okay? Now go jump in a lake. If you tap the jump button, you'll just do a little hop. A little hop. That's because you didn't charge your jump. Am I going too fast for you? Let's get this show on the road. See that little doohickey? That's your destination marker, and it tells you how to get where you need to go. Clever, huh? When it's in the middle of the screen, you know you're heading towards your goal. Easy, right? All right, stop there for a second and look at your map. See it there? That red thing in the center is you, and the blue dot is your destination marker. The line that connects each dot to the map represents how high off the ground that particular thing is. Oh, that makes sense, right? Yeah, sure it does. Everything's broken into chapters, and every chapter opens with one of these nifty little slow-mo things. Those words zipping by under the chapter title are the items on your to-do list, so get busy. Okay, so the next thing I want you to do is jump off the building. I mean it, just jump. Hey, I wouldn't tell you to do something dangerous and life-threatening, would I? Come on. You always do what people tell you. You know, there's a word for that. Loser. So what now, wise guy? Just a little friendly advice while you're falling to your death. You're going to want to shoot out a web line to save yourself. Push the left analog stick in the direction you want to go, then press the swing button. Oh, by the way, it'll only work if there's something swingable in range, okay? Great, you made it. Now let me tell you a little about swinging. Every time you press the swing button, you'll shoot a new web line. Now there's all kinds of fancy stuff you can do, but let's take baby steps. Now that you're out and about, why don't you swing around for a while? You know, do your thing. I'll check up on you later. You're fine. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, you'll notice in a little bit I'll start hanging around this kind of certain area. That's because, one, that's where you need to kind of go for the next bit. Two, because there's kind of restricted area that you can go in, which makes a lot of sense because they don't want you to get too far away, especially if you're a new player, from where you need to be for the kind of next bit. Otherwise it will really slow down the gameplay, and the last thing you want in a tutorial that takes quite a while is to slow it down even further.
For the next lesson, let's talk about... Hey, what's going on down there? Stop, thief! Well, that's convenient. Looks like the robbers are escaping on foot. Go teach them about justice. You know, by beating the snot out of them. I mean, this isn't a civics class. What do you expect?
That's true justice.
Want to see something cool? Sprint after that last robber by holding the sprint button. Nice going. Now get back to the arcade owner.
Thanks, Spiderman.
You know, you should check out some of the games he's got,
if
too.
you ever want to play some games, come on by. It's on the house.
Bring up your zoom map for a second, would you? Great. This map is real useful. You can see destination markers and all kinds of other useful locations on it. Check it out when you get lost. But you'll never get lost, I know you.
If you knew me, you'd say the exact opposite.
Marker for the first Spidey store just appeared. Go buy the speed upgrade, then we'll move on. And if you won't, then I'm done.
He told me to sprint and charge after the guy, and I didn't. Absolute mad lad.
The city's been quiet lately. Maybe my luck's finally changing.
Okay, what I was saying kind of before is, yeah, one, it kind of makes sense to kind of have a restricted area for new players. They don't want to get too far away. But kind of the reason I was kind of hanging around that area is because it's really annoying for me if I'm swinging around and I rock into the kind of area, which is really restrictive and small, which makes sense because new players aren't expected to go there all that fast and to block into them, but that's kind of the other reason I was there, apart from cheesing it.
Isn't it beautiful, Rosie? This will be my gift to the world. Unlimited energy. The power of a sun harnessed for the good of all mankind.
Don't forget the good of Otto. Eat something. The world will still be here in half an hour.
Before we go any further, I think it might be a good idea to save your progress, if you could call it that. Just go to the pause menu and bring up the save load screen. Easy, right? Well then do it.
Anything to save. Pizza time! Also, this isn't one kind of consecutive recording. I kind of did kind of a few tries at these kind of things and took the best bits from it just to kind of keep it smooth and going and flowing and
Oh no.
showing
Dr.
my
Connor's
skills.
class. I got so caught up in what I was doing, I forgot all about it. It's
Dem
gonna kill
bars.
me. Can't believe I'm running so late. Still, I should be able to make it as long as...
Help me!
Ah, right on cue. I was almost there, too. Sorry, Doctor.
Don't let them get the case.
Give us the case and you won't get hurt. I got her. Let's clear out of here. Spider. We're gonna need more men. Spider-Man. I should have known this was going too easy.
Sorry, gentlemen. The gallery's closed.
He's not supposed to say that just there. That's kind of one of the reasons that I use this bit here.
Blast! Spider-Man's here already.
Hey, guys. Are you here for the 2-for-1 on European Masters, too?
And that is well there too. He's not supposed to say that until a later thing,
Case secured.
which is really because I kind of bashed them up there. That kind of messed up the path he was supposed to take just then as well.
Hi, my name's Spider-Man, and I'll be your rescuer today.
Thank you so much for saving me. The briefcase, you got it back. Thank goodness.
Why did they want this so badly?
I'm sorry. I can't really talk about it.
All right. Well, at least try to be more careful from now on.
Don't worry.
Maybe I can still make it before class ends.
I love how he just stands there during that, as if like she hugs him and it's just scene.
Dr. Connors,
Peter.
I'm sorry for missing class. I was on my way, but...
Peter, I don't want to hear excuses. You have a keen scientific mind, but your grades are slipping. You miss class half the time, and when you do show up, you're asleep in your seat.
Yes, Dr. Connors. I understand.
Have you started your paper on Dr. Octavius yet? He's a good friend of mine, so you'd better know what you're talking about.
Well, I've been thinking about it.
Thinking isn't your problem. But that paper isn't going to write itself, Peter. And if you don't get your act together, you're in serious danger of failing this class.
I know, Dr. Connors. I'll pull things together. I promise.
I hope so. I'll see you in class.
I think this might be a good time for you to check your to-do list. It'll show you what you still need to do in the current chapter.
Show you what you need to do in the current That's a dumb joke.
The white dot on your map here and the white destination marker are both pointing you to the pizza parlor. You'll need to get over there at some point, but there's no rush.
Yeah, it's that part there is like, Peter, thinking isn't your problem. It's like, oof, hits hard because thinking is my problem. I have depression. Menace! Thank you, kind sir. The next bit here, if the webbing or the swinging kind of looks a bit weird, it's just a mix of nerves and my controller being a bit old, so you kind of, I'm not pressing it hard enough out of nerves and it being a bit old, but I kept this version of swinging to it because I like that bit there. Like, I like the way that I started the swinging and how I ended it. The middle bit rough, but you know. Not today, narrator.
Parker, the delivery deadline is coming and you are only just now arriving? Get these pizzas to the customers right now.
Don't worry, Mr. Aziz. Somebody help! These pizzas are in good hands.
No, I'm not going to save you. I have pizzas to deliver.
That looks like a good place to make my first delivery.
Alright, boys and girls, be inclusive. It's time for us to go! I have no idea if that sounded good. It probably didn't because I got headphones in.
Just in time. Oh, starving. Back at
That was my last delivery. I better hurry back.
WebZip would be really helpful early on, but you don't get it. It sucks until a little while.
You actually turned out to be pretty good this time. Pizzas were delivered on time, and all my customers are happy. Make sure you keep this up, and maybe you'll get a bonus.
If you're happy, I'm happy.
Yep, that's completely logical. Parker, you are always late! You did well this one time. Maybe if you keep it up, I'll give you a bonus.
Still late. Promised Harry and MJ that I would meet them this evening.
Peter, you made it. Happy birthday.
Hey, buddy. MJ and I had a bet going on whether you would actually show up.
Thanks, Harry. Hey, MJ. I'm almost afraid to ask, but who won the bet?
I did, of course. Okay, Harry, pay up.
All right, all right. Are you sleeping all right, Pete? You look beat.
Just some late nights.
Still palling around with that murdering bug?
Harry, I know you think Spiderman killed your dad.
He did kill my dad. Someday I'll get him for it, too. Tell him that next time you see him.
Yeah, well... Hey, congratulations on those billboards, MJ.
Oh, thanks. It's so unexpected. Everything's happening at once. The billboards, the play, which you have to come see, by the way. I'll get you a ticket for your birthday.
Oof, Buzz.
Swing by later and pick it up.
Huh? Oh, swing by, yeah. Thanks. Yeah, I promise I'll go. So, what's up at Oscorp lately?
I'm heading up special projects now. We've been providing funding and tritium for one of your heroes, Dr. Octavius. You want to meet him?
Do I? That would be great, Harry.
I'll set everything up then. Hey, come on, let's eat.
Yeah, let's eat after that very awkward exchange. This freaking cutscene, man.
Man, that
Oh,
cake was
I'll talk
good.
about it in a little bit, but I
Stuff.
love that cutscene.
I'd better burn off some calories or I won't fit in my costume anymore.
Because one
I
cake
can't
will do
even
that, mate.
remember the last time I saw Harry or Mary Jane.
Cake, not even once.
MJ's been busy with acting. Harry's got Oscorp.
Oh, yeah.
Well, who am I kidding? I haven't seen them because I
you
can't
have to
make
stop
time.
those robbers. They're holding up an armored car.
You really think you're going to win?
It sure looks that way, don't it?
Don't worry, I'll stop them.
Yo, check it! Spider-Man! Look out! Here comes Spider-Man!
Spider-Man, just in time. Get those guys. Don't worry about us.
Start her up! We're out of here!
Catch those crooks and
Go
give them one
after 'em.
for us. We'll be fine.
Spidey, you the man.
Time to put a stop to this joyride.
Yo, run!
Okay, I just want to point out the fact that the mission is considered over after you get the money bag, but you don't return it. It's like, oh yep, grab the money, my job here is done. I'm a real superhero. I mean, I didn't return the money, but hey, at least they didn't get it. I'm a real hero. And another thing is that you can web people. It's great. The game lets you just do some really non-spot, just some things that are really out of character for Spider-Man, like throwing people off buildings. You can chuck them in the water. It's just, oh my gosh.
Come on, Spidey, quick!
Harry and MJ Something wrong? really tried to be good friends.
Look out!
I
That person
keep
is going to
brushing 'em
fall.
off.
Please! Save me!
Okay, hang on! I've got you. Don't worry. Thanks. I thought I was a daughter.
I'm walking here!
Hey, I'm walking there. I'm walking there. Oh, I went ahead and...
Bad guys slam you up into the air.
Ah.
Try mashing the grab button to restore your balance. That trick also works if you get knocked down. Go ahead, try it.
I went ahead and went for that hint thing because you need to get 2,000 points, and I thought, oh, that'll do it.
Harry and MJ
And I'm 10 short.
How could I?
Ah!
Get a job!
What's up?
Spider-Man, a carjacker made off with someone's car. It was just a second ago.
Here, sir, take my vehicle. Ah, they took my vehicle.
I better hurry.
The awkward animations have just aged amazingly. Oh, understandable. Have a nice day. That lady does not give a single care. Just cross the street right in the middle of a fight and there's guns.
Watch out! Oh, man.
Oh, I love it. They always respond to the fact that their car got beat up.
Well, at least you have your health, right?
Stop it! That's mine!
I was gonna ignore the thing, but then I thought, nah, okay, I'll help her out. Because I'm Spider-Man. I don't do things like take money bags and, you know, throw people off roofs to their deaths. It's just not my thing.
Oh no. At my birthday dinner, I promised MJ I would meet her this evening. I gotta hurry.
The distance from there just worked out really well.
Sorry, I'm running a little late, MJ.
I've gotten used to it.
Oof!
It was great seeing you and Harry again the other night.
Yeah. Anyway, I brought you the ticket for my play. Peter, I think you should know. I'm seeing someone now. A guy.
Oh. Really? Huh. Really?
Mega.
Oof!
Oof!
Oh my gosh. I have to go.
Of course you do.
Oof.
I'm really sorry, MJ. I really want to talk more. I'll call you.
Yeah. Sure.
I can't believe I ran off like that. I must be out of my mind.
You're an absolute wombat, mate.
Between swinging, zipping, walk.
Ebola. I love that. Do you know the way? That's aged amazing. Amazingly would be better. Better English.
Tough job, Martin. Huh?
Yeah, this is the part where they were supposed to say, sorry gentlemen, gallery's closed and you here for the special, anyway. Now's a good time to talk about that cutscene where they go to dinner. It's just so, it's amazing. We didn't think anything of it at the time, but it's just so bad. It's just like, yeah, he did kill my dad. It's like, tell him that next time you see him. All right, let's go have dinner now. And just, I love how the lack of subtlety in the voice acting, just there, it's like, okay, just be cool. Mary Jane's there, but be cool, be cool. Hey, Harry. Hey, MJ. Nailed it. Just, hey, MJ.
This may not be art, but I like it. Who?
Don't look, kids. Ah! Don't look.
You got nice moves for a dork in tights.
Are these yours?
Please.
Wait.
All right, this chase scene, well, not scene. It's not a movie, Jamin. It's a game loosely based on a movie, which is loosely based on comics. Get it right. Yeah. It kind of, that there kind of just ruins the
Back up, you're
magic of the game when you kind of see that it's just waiting for you. How the kind of seeing how the game works like that kind of ruins my immersion. What a challenging challenge this is. I mean, it was legitimately challenging when we first picked up the game as kids.
Shouldn't you be helping some old lady across the street or something?
Nah, I already got that merit
Oof,
badge.
hope that didn't come through. Kind of just burped on the mic. Again, professional recording. What am I doing with my life? Dropped out of uni, 21 years old, just doing Spider-Man commentaries at home, at my parents' house. But hey, in this housing market, no one can afford a house. What am I doing with my life?
Tight leather. Doesn't that kind of chafe?
You'll never find out, that's for sure.
Mega oof. Just walking along. That's why I kept this version in. I was struggling to figure out this and another one, which was about the same. I'm like, oh, the walk. Because that kind of spinning there was annoying, but I'm like, the fact that I just...
always chase girls who brush you off?
No, only the naughty ones. I have standards after all.
Standard is the word. And here I was expecting... amazing.
Hey! Yep. Got away with the ladies, Spidey. Mr. Smooth. Who was with that girl? Who was she?
You know, this chapter opening reminds me of something.
Oh, best shot.
The Spidey store gets new items
Best
every
shot.
time a new chapter starts. Aha! Next time you have a chance, visit the store and check out what they've got.
That girl was pretty incredible. Too bad she's probably a crook.
It's like that sign. I'm pretty incredible, so I must be a crook.
I don't see
My
anyone
army's
around.
impressive,
Now's my
so I
chance
must
to
be
change real
proud.
quick.
Whoa, okay. That happened.
Hi, Pete. Pictures for the boss?
Actually, I'm hoping he might have an assignment for me.
Well, he's in a pretty good mood today. Maybe you'll get lucky. Go ahead in.
Finally, someone who hasn't been bamboozled by that media-grabbing glory seeker, Spider-Man. This Quentin Beck's a special effects guy from Hollywood. Says he's got Spider-Man all figured out.
Sounds like a media-grabbing glory seeker to me.
Ooh.
Oh, Parker. I don't pay you for your opinion, Parker. I pay you for photos.
Well,
Let me guess. You don't have any pictures, do you? You're
That
fired.
lip sync though.
Come back when you get me shots of that red and blue wacko.
I wish they had the actor from the Sam Raimi films. He was so good.
I think that's the third time JJ's fired me this week.
Peter, everything going okay?
Hey,
Yes,
Robbie.
Morpheus.
Jonah beating you up again? Don't mind him.
I'm
Listen,
sorry, I'm
I have a job you could do for me. We need a picture for a story. I want a high shot of the whole city. Here, if you have a map handy, I'll mark where I'd like you to take the picture. Can you get it for me?
Sure thing, Robbie. I'll be back before you know it. Thanks.
It's just the low tone of speaking. It just reminds me of Morpheus just talking to Neo in the first Matrix film. I'm sorry. When he asks him, can I go back? 'Cause I can't do it properly because I've got ears in, so I'm not hearing my voice all that well. I meant to comment on just the fact that I never thought of that logistically.
How can he possibly play
With this
my
one. It's like, here, I'll mark it on the map where I want you to take the photos. Person that I don't know is Spider-Man. Just on the side of the Empire State Building, where no one can access it. Having this mission this early on is actually really clever too, because it's like, hey, what's the coolest thing to do in the whole game? Jump off the Empire State Building? Okay, let's chuck that in early. Good choice.
I have enough trouble without someone trying to convince thugs that I don't have powers.
That actually stuck really well. A lot of times when you try and do that, you jump from the edges and everything, and one thing to another doesn't always work. But that worked out well. You can tell players knew if they swing away early, like I just did. I was really not happy with that, because it's just getting to the tokens. I think I did pretty well, but getting to the bugle, I've done that much better off camera a lot of times. Well, not a lot of times, maybe Actually, just once before doing that. I'd like to point out the fact that they don't have windows in there, like, or window mirrors.
Oh, this is great, Peter. I knew I could count on you. Take these photos to Jonah, and if you're ever having any trouble getting work from him, you come talk to me. You never know what I might have for you.
Thanks, Robbie. I will.
Completely flew over my head as a kid that you could, for years, that you could actually go and talk to him.
Hi, Pete. How are you doing
and get
today?
a job.
Hi, Betty. I'm okay. Is Mr. Jameson around?
Sure. Go on in.
What do you want, Parker?
Robbie said...
Give me those. What is this garbage? Why are you bringing me shots of the city and not shots of Spider-Man? This is the sorriest excuse for... Oh, wait a second. Robbie wanted these, didn't he? Yeah, they're fine. Now get out of my office.
If you talk to him again, he just repeats, "Get out of my office." No, didn't say that right. Yeah, I didn't pick that up as a kid. How would I describe myself as a kid in one sentence? I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. That'd be it.
Explosion. Better check it out.
Logical conclusion.
Let's get out of here. Rhino, get that equipment back to base, understood?
Spider-Man, huh? Finally, I've been dying to see what you can do. Let's go. Just try to break through my armor. I'm gonna break your bones and make you cry for your mama.
Rhino, I'm gonna take a wild guess that you're strong but dumb.
What did you say, Sylvan?
Whoa, that Rhino is one tough cookie. You don't want to get hit by him. Luckily, you've got spider sense. See that flash on your head? No, on the screen, not on your real head. That's a warning that you're about to be attacked. When you see it, press the grab button to dodge out of the way. In addition to the obvious advantage of not getting pummeled, a dodge can also set up attacks and turn the tide in a fight.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the guy who's doing
Is that a
the
horn on
Rhino's
your head, or
voice-
you just glad to see me?
Oh, God damn it. Not appropriate, bruh. All
About
the
a career change.
innuendos and
Starting
all
to
the
see why rhinos are in
like,
danger.
sexual undertones of Black Cat completely flew over my head as a kid.
Whoa! Look
I only figured out how to use the dodge that you're supposed to jump and then jump and then dodge when he charges at you just recently.
I
like,
heard you was so great.
throughout my
But
childhood,
you
I
just
just jumped
became
in the
the
air
stupid
like that.
costume.
Great example, like that. When he charged at me.
Oh no, the boss is gonna kill me.
Sorry to leave you hanging, Rhino, but I don't want to be accused of poaching. I think the police should be able to handle you at this point. Have fun.
Jeez, you're pretty tough for such a scrawny little guy. Hey!
He usually says a bit more. The guy's just waving there constantly. Finally go past him. Get a job!
What's the matter?
Oh, you know, life.
Spidey, that man got hurt. Can you get him to the hospital?
Oh, it hurts.
Oh, it hurts.
I'd better get moving. There's no time to
he
lose.
needs to go to the hospital. He must be in he must be in great pain then.
Don't worry.
Oh,
You're gonna be okay.
It hurts so much. I need the hospital. Yeah, I was trying to mention before I laughed at the dirty joke, which I didn't actually mean to interrupt. I'm pretty sure the guy who does Rhino's voice is the same guy who does Jake the dog from Adventure Time. So that's as far as I know a thing. Now is probably a good time to talk about just going back on how the freedom the game gives you, where you can just throw people in the water, you can throw people off buildings,
freaking idiots!
you just grab the money bag and run away. Just because of the freedom the game gives you, can lead to some pretty absurd priorities.
Say.
Especially for Spiderman.
Thanks. We'd better get this patient to the OR. Stat.
Yep. Like how you can choose to... Okay. Yep, just checking what I was doing. How you can choose to save a child's balloon instead of helping someone who knows, like, so bad. It's like, I could ignore this child's balloon in favor of helping someone who's aware of a life-threatening
If you
situation.
only knew.
But am I gonna? I used this recording, didn't I?
Hey, over here!
I'm not proud of what happens soon.
An armored car down the street is being robbed.
Or is it this one? Is it this one?
Let us go.
Quiet.
Don't worry, I'll stop him.
At least he had proper grammar.
Spider-Man, just in time.
Alert them with my presence, right?
We'll be fine.
Announcing my name. Oh, get ready.
Don't let those guys get away.
Yeah, at the moment the combat's a bit repetitive. It takes a while to come up with some more kind of fighting moves.
Get to the car.
Low-key, that guy looked like old school Eminem.
Time to put a stop to this joyride.
No! Hey, don't! Go run! Oh, trouble! Oh, no, not cool.
Hey, I'm walking.
Nah, the mission's over, but you're not getting away, mate. Get over here. Just imagine just like Spider-Man just running at you at full speed, just like, oh mate, we're gonna get yours. Terrifying, man. Finally, web zip.
You know, there's over 200...
I then realized at this point that I probably need to get in the air to get a good thing and then messed it up. Great. Oh, I didn't talk about stuff I want to talk about before. So yeah, with the first 4 chapters...
So, I'm supposed to tell you something.
It really feels like the game, like that's a really good way to kind of end the closing of the first part of the game. The tutorial's gone through pretty much every aspect of the game has been introduced, and just finish it off with kind of like the first kind of easy boss fight. And what's going to happen next here just really cements, in my mind, the feeling that this is where the game is really starting to get moving.
Harry! About time you got here. Otto's a busy man. I don't want to keep him waiting.
Sorry, Harry.
Never mind, let's go.
Whoa.
Whoa. Oh,
Harry,
boy,
it's good
yeah.
to see you again. Otto, your guests are here.
Harry?
Otto, Rose, let me introduce my good friend, Peter Parker.
It's a huge honor to meet you.
Parker? My friend Dr. Connors told me about a brilliant student of his named Parker, who can't seem to stay awake in class.
I'm sure Kurt has beaten him up enough already, Otto.
Oh, the
You're
neck
right, of course.
That's
This is
bad.
my wife, Rosie, without whom I would be lost. She is my assistant and inspiration. Come and
That's
take a look at my
foreshadowing.
masterpiece.
Without her, I'd be lost.
There it is. Sustained fusion has never been possible before. Why?
Well, once the reaction reaches a certain point, it becomes impossible to contain and control it.
Exactly. Until now. Using tritium in the core.
Provided exclusively by Oscorp.
Yes, of course. As I was saying, tritium in the core lends the reaction more stability. And these arms are the key.
Amazing. How do they work?
Well, you see...
Peter, we don't want to keep Otto from his work.
In that case, Peter, won't you join us for dinner next time you
the
visit?
back of her
I'm
neck's
sure Otto would be
sticking out.
happy to explain more then.
I would love to. Thanks.
See you then.
Okay, so the Quentin Beck section is coming up really soon, and so I'm going to be cutting out all the challenges and all the objectives before then that aren't important to the plot. So until the actual section itself, the only thing we have left is 2 cutscenes and a chase section with Black Cat. Then we just swing over to the Bugle, and that's when the Quentin Beck section and the real meaty part of the commentary will start. So, see you then.
Hey kid, how you making out? Listen, I got a new job for you to do, okay? There's these things called photo op tokens that I want you to find. I've marked them on your map just to spell it out real plain for you. Now get to work.
Uh-oh. Guess I'd better check out that alarm. I'd know that silhouette anywhere. I'd better catch her.
Okay, so kind of what I was saying before with the game feeling like it's really starting to come along. That really comes from the fact that, you know, we kind of finish our first kind of boss fight, and Peter kind of crossed paths with Doc Ock. It's really starting to feel like that part of the story that we got a little glimpse of after the tutorial in that cutscene, that it's all starting to really come together. That and the fact that this being the second chase scene with, or chase section with Catwoman.
It would be better
Oh, sorry,
if you slowed
Black
down a
Cat,
bit.
not Catwoman. Pretty much the same thing. Oh, people are gonna get so angry for me for saying that. But yeah, that, not only with the actually catching up with her and everything, but also the fact that in this thing, there's like a big leap in the difficulty in catching up with her. That wasn't said very well. You know, now she's jumping further and she's starting to actually use hooks now.
Nice
And
swing to the city, isn't it?
so it really feels like the game's starting
Last
to
time you
really
were an ice queen,
get
but now you're
going.
friendly. Make up your mind.
It's called a woman's prerogative. It's in the rule book. Look it up.
The cutscene that comes up just here, I think just really does just so well in justifying the kind of gap in difficult, like the big jump in actually finding her or catching up with her. Really, really well. It's, you know, too bad it doesn't go after that, but they can't really justify it more after that, but you know, it's done pretty well.
Not bad. I actually had to push myself this time.
Hand over those jewels you took.
Jewels?
I saw you leaving that jewelry store. You know, the one with the alarm blasting.
I don't have any jewels.
Wait, what's your name?
Me? I'm Black Cat. And I just crossed your path. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Whoa. Black Cat, huh?
And here we go. This is the... oh, the audio might be a bit bad. I might have to fix that. Yeah, this is the chapter where the Quentin Beck thing starts. Yeah, the Quentin Beck thing starts. That's exactly how English works. I'm loving the web zip, man. It just makes things so much smoother. Somebody! I'm sorry if that was loud.
Hey, Betty. Is Mr. Jameson around?
Pete, he just went in his office and he was fuming that you weren't here. Better go see him.
He was looking for me?
Wow, I'm actually wanted.
Hi, Mr.
For
Jameson.
once.
What are you
Oh,
doing?
Parker.
Get down to the sports arena now!
Huh?
Quentin Beck has publicly challenged Spider-Man to go and prove he's for real. He's broadcasting on TV right now. I want pictures.
At the sports arena. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't actually make too much sense, Quentin Beck's challenge, really. It's like, how is any of this supposed to prove he doesn't have powers? It's, yeah.
So Quentin Beck's gonna prove I'm a fake, huh? This, I got.
But, you know, who cares? It's a fun game. Alright, now let's get into the real meat of the commentary. So, a lot of my kind of concerns for the game is just based on the initial E3 kind of release trailer. I remember when that first came out and I was just so excited. Just seeing the shadow of the thing, great commentary. Just seeing his shadow across the ground and just the swinging sound, it just really got me very, very, very excited. And then the Insomniac logo came up and I was just like, oh my goodness. And at the time I didn't actually have, just kind of spat just there. At the time I actually didn't have a PS4, and so I wasn't so much excited at the time that, oh yeah, I'm going to be able to play this. I was just really excited for what the game could possibly be and what it could possibly mean, given that it's this kind of game that I'm playing here was kind of the last Spider-Man game that was considered to be really good for its time. Like, you might say, oh, you know, there's some other ones that, later ones than this that are kind of better. It's like, well, not relative to its time, it wasn't as, not really. My first kind of concern about the game is, you know, whether they'll actually put in kind of the system that, or the kind of feature where you could kind of skip it, like they did in this game that I kind of talked about at the start of the video. I really hope that they do, because based on just on the initial E3 kind of thing of it, the kind of intro to the game, it looks amazing. It's very cinematic. It looks just really good. It really kind of looks like it's going to capture the feel that this game had in terms of how big the scale felt. It really felt back in the day like a really big city, like you were scaling these things, and you know, jumping off the Empire State Building was just the coolest thing you could do. But given that it's kind of on the longer side, you hope that they kind of give the option of, you know, skipping it if you already know it, because as amazing as it is, doing it over and over and over again, and you know, eventually when people play it, like I'm playing it now, you know, years into the future, it's not going to have this, it's going to eventually kind of lose its excitement. So hopefully they give the option of doing that. One thing I am concerned about is the combat system. You see in a lot of games like kind of like the Batman games, like the Arkham ones, and Shadow of Mordor, Shadow of War, those kind of games, the kind of you know, square to attack, and it's not this kind of press it 3 times to do 3 attack, like that's kind of, oops, just bumped the mic. That, you know, it's just like the 1, 2, 3 like he does in this game. It's kind of just automated based on where the enemies are, and then, you know, it's just square, just attacks, triangle, just webs or dodges, and that kind of combat system works really well in those kind of games, but I worry that it'll become, you know, a bit oversaturated, how many games are gonna start using that system. And although the combat in this game is kind of repetitive and you don't really need to learn all the different kind of combat moves that you unlock, you can pretty much take care of enemies just by using just standard, just mashing square or attack, given what version what platform you're on. But still, even though that it's not necessary, I really enjoy the combat system with this game, where, you know, you learn different attacks and you mix it up and you do different things based on the inputs you put in. So maybe it won't be as much of a big deal. Maybe it'll be a lot of fun, the combat system there. I haven't really... Maybe I'm not aware that if it has changed, since then. I've kind of tried to avoid any more kind of spoilers, which is really annoying. Anytime I'm watching Crunchyroll on my PS4, it's like, they know that I'm on a PS4 because they keep showing me Spider-Man, so I just grab the rug and pull it over my eyes and put the mute on and just wait for the screen to go dark for a few seconds. But yeah, I hope that that the combat system, either when I do play it, I won't care, or that it will have changed to a more combo kind of based system like this game has, and that, you know, it won't be as repetitive and they'll enjoy it a lot more than I kind of enjoy doing it now. Well, you know, that's kind of to be expected given that it's a new game and it's, geez, has it been like, what? Did this game come out 2002 or 2004? Either way, there's been, you know, over 10 years since, you know, the last kind of considered good Spider-Man game, which is part of why the reason I was so excited, as I said before. A kind of another thing that I'm concerned about is the swinging system. Given the E3 trailer, or in the intro, in the first kind of whatever thing, gameplay, intro gameplay, whatever things, talking, words. I am a bit concerned that it's been simplified and dumbed down, and that kind of goes in with the combat system as well, that I don't like the game feeling like it kind of just plays itself, where it's just a very glorified kind of, and I know this is a bit unfair and a bit of exaggeration, but worst case scenario, feeling like a glorified quick time event kind of game. And hopefully it's you know, just with the thing where in the initial trailer it's like where you just pressed L2 or direction button or whatever just to turn and swing and that was enough. It's like it just feels a bit too automated and done for you. It doesn't feel like you're really in control in terms of like the game is just like, just press this button and we'll do everything for you. And so I'm really hoping that either that doesn't annoy me when I'm playing, or that that it isn't the way that I think that it is, that it maybe has changed, or maybe just the way I'm perceiving it is not accurate. But otherwise, it's going to be a really good game. And just, I'm actually, now that I think about it, I'm really, really excited to see how the city looks, how New York looks in this new game, given the advancement in given the, time gap between kind of this game and the new game. Just how good is the city going to be? Is it going to be like, how good is it? Is it going to be like perfectly scaled? I'm not sure, but it's, as I said already, it just, based on the trailer alone, it really feels like it's big again, where this kind of game, over time, everything's kind of become smaller. That's partly age, and that's partly me aging, and that's partly the game aging. But I'm really excited for the game, and I really think that Insomniac could use the break, to be honest, from the Ratchet & Clank series, which I plan to also play and do some commentary on. I might do that sometime in the future. I might even do a dedicated gameplay channel just for these kind of things sometime in the future. But given how really disappointing the last Ratchet & Clank game was for me, it just really felt like it just betrayed everything that the last game was, and you really hope that after this game they kind of bring back what was good about the game and bring some sort of innovation that makes the game feel fresh, or the series feel fresh again, or they are able to take a step back and say maybe we should leave Ratchet & Clank, because I remember, Ratchet & Clank was the kind of game that they went from after finishing the original Spyro trilogy, which I'm definitely going to be playing and giving some commentary on. And I absolutely love Insomniac's early work for the Spyro trilogy and the jump from the PS1 to the PS2 with Ratchet and Clank. And, you know, they have really pushed how long they have kept going on just one series, just annual or biannually working on these games, I think has really tired them out. And it's just really made the game stale to the point where they, if you side-by-side comparison, do a side-by-side comparison of some of the scenes in the old one versus the new one, it's like, it just really feels like it's the very opposite of what it was before. Like in the first game, it was very, you know, against kind of, looks like I'm running out of time here. I'll just talk again soon.
And as for you, Beck, stick with the movies. It's obvious reality is way too much for you to handle.
How could he? It isn't fair. He doesn't deserve the spotlight. It just isn't fair. Oh, he can't win. He won't win. That smug bug. Let's see how he likes it when I turn this cannon to maximum power. Oh. What? The laser is overheating? Oh, stupid machine! Work! Work! Come on, work!
Problems with your laser, Beck? I hear there are pills for that now.
The adult jokes in this game are just unreal, man.
This was too easy, Beck. I guess I should thank you, though. I really needed some good press for a change. See ya.
No, it's not fair. It's not fair. He shouldn't have won. All the work. The obstacle course. Yes, the obstacle course was good. Oh, the electric cannon. The electric cannon. Why? Why?
If you look carefully, there's Shocker making his escape, which they talk about later.
Spider-Man. Is there anything that guy can't do?
Beck, what does this do to your theories about the web slinger? Are you ready to admit you were wrong?
Even the audience isn't real. Beck is the real phony here. Hopefully that's the last I'll hear from Beck.
Oh, one thing there, just the kind of the music that was playing when Beck kind of had his head down. That's really good, kind of foreshadowing, because that kind of, they kind of bring that music kind of back just with an alien kind of like, kind of. That was lame.
I think the police.
So yeah, Insomniac games, really with the last Ratchet and Clank, it just, as Gaming Brit, which he has a really good video, kind of, it's called the Words, Ultimate Analysis, and also how Ratchet and Clank lost its edge. If you compare the scenes from the first kind of game and the remaster, you see that it's just completely flipped on its head. One, the original was kind of satirical and kind of edgy, and it like made fun of consumer culture and being just, you know, all that just kind of stuff. And now the last one was just like the most like kid-friendly, just mainstream kind of consumerist kind of thing. And what really irks me about that is that the fact that to unlock one of the guns from the old games, right, the pretty much the only gun that they had from the old games, which in the new game, the new guns just suck, and they only chose the guns that they did mostly just to fit the kind of cutesy kind of theme that they're doing there. And I really think that in the Ratchet and Clank games, it's my opinion that, you know, how good the game is to play in the series, the better the games, the better games for me are the ones where the weapons are better. I just think that gameplay just trumps all, really. But it's really concerning with that, with the whole, you know, it's almost like they're selling out in a way. They also just drops the use of innuendos and stuff, which I can understand, but and you hope that they don't kind of keep going down that route. But with the asking price for the Spider-Man game, it just, you know, that really shows that, you know, well, it doesn't show, but it really just it's a worrying sign that they're asking so much just for the base game, and then they are releasing like at the same time at least like 2 or 3 other like, you know, complete ultimate this kind of edition at the same time. It's like, mate, you're just being greedy now. But hopefully what I was just going to say is that they, you know, that hopefully they haven't sold out. Like, hopefully this game is everything we hope it to be. And also hopefully then when they come back and they're finished from that, they either bring back some life to the Ratchet & Clank games, or they make the decision to move on and make their own new series, which wouldn't actually be that bad of a thing. I know some fans really don't want that, and you know, there's some really, really loyal fans in the Ratchet & Clank community, like, which just makes the remaster even more irritating, because it's like, you realize that a lot of your fans, we're not children, and you made this very pandery kind of game where it's like, you can't go 2 seconds without, here, come buy this, you've got enough. It's like, mate, let me make my own decisions, you know? And stop reminding me that I have to come up to breathe and there are Ratchet, there are enemies approaching. Like, anyway, so yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. Thanks for watching the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I kind of went ahead and just on my own because I wasn't sure. I was a bit more certain of where Quentin Beck and everything was before I continued to that point. So I kind of went ahead. And so yeah. Words, again, I went ahead to chapter 9, and which is a really good chapter, actually. If you guys want to see me do that sometime in the future, let me know. Otherwise, thanks for watching, guys. I love you, God loves you, and God bless. And that's about all I have to say about that.